come once again to discuss things.
Greetings and salutations, all ye faithful Gentiles of the seven-headed golden draft. This is your friend and compatriot here, Milan Jeftik, 1992 here. And guess what? This is another episode of the Geeky Gentleman. And this is a Milan-centric episode, so I'm joined by Mr. Sidpatu and Zazubar. You guys say your names real quick.
Why don't I get a mister?
Because
Alright, before the episode continues, let me just get the preface out there, and I promise I'll let you just go, and everyone should be very afraid. Alright, so, Milan and I were just talking, shooting the shit, and we realized we might not have had a chance to get an episode out this week because tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and I got plans. So, yeah, I know I'm going down to Indy. So we're like, well, I guess we should try to record a video tonight. And Bill got on at the last second, too. So we're like, shit, what's the topic going to be? And Milan's just like, let's just shoot the shit and just let me go on a rant and go crazy. So everybody listening, just stop. Just leave the computer. This is a terrible idea. And it's going to be just an awful experience for everybody involved. And I mean that in a positive way, but I mean, if you want to see science, this is being done for science. So if you want to see the process of science, then you can watch right now. But other than that, Milan, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a historic day in the history of Geeky Gentlemen. I can say whatever I want now. I've never felt so happy. It's like finding a genie that is willing to do anything you want. And it's just like, I don't know where to start. Because whenever I try to say something crazy, Ian or Bill cut me off because I'm like, oh, we can't say that. This is a family show. You know, for children.
Oh, bullshit. This is not a family.
Oh, yeah. This is a family show for children and mothers who like soccer and fathers who wear, like, sweaters and have salt and pepper hair and smoke pipes. Like, basically the stereotypical 50s family. Anyway...
Okay, let me just say, if this is your idea of what families should watch together, we're getting a very good peek into the psyche of what exactly is wrong with Milan.
Basically, let me explain. So yes, this is a family show for all the family. We transcend borders. We go for the family household, and you know, Papa Bear, and well, not Papa Bear, because the mommy calls him Papa Bear because he's a big burly fellow, and he, you know, they all sit in front of the fireplace, turn on their laptop, and listen to the sonorous tones of the Geeky Gentleman, and then you know, the wondrous voices of you, me, and Bill, you know, they overwhelm the senses of these otherwise normal and wholesome individuals. And then the father, you know, he has, you know, mommy sitting on his lap, and the kids are, you know, laying there on the floor with, you know, their heads on their arms and their elbows on the floor, smiling, with the puppy dog there as well. But our voices are just so melodic and wonderful. Daddy gets a hard-on, and mommy feels it. And it's one of those...
Oh my God.
Yes. And it's like one of those very stereotypical families, you know, Daddy with his pipe and smiling, and mommy's barefoot and is a good woman and works only in the kitchen and doesn't have aspirations or a job like all these, you know, feminazi lesbians that are infiltrating the household. And it's like, it's gorgeous. Daddy, you know, has a bit of a hard-on. Mommy feels it on her inner thigh. And like, she's like, stop it, we're listening to the Geeky Gentleman. And Daddy can't help himself. Ian's voice intermixing with Milan's and Bill's voice. Just they make it. We're like the brown note, but for sex. That's what we are. And Daddy just gets
described that way.
Yes. Daddy just gets hornier and hornier, and Mom, she's just getting a little moist too because Daddy has can't get it up. I was gonna say something intelligent like erectile dysfunction, but getting it up is funny. And so Daddy, she's excited. She's like, "Oh, stop it, Daddy. We're listening to the Geeky Gentleman." Daddy's like, "Fuck it." He grabs Mommy by the back of the head, smashes her head against the brick fireplace, just throws her against the family table, lifts up her, dress and her, apron, and just mounts
This is
her.
getting very graphic.
Oh, no, this is what every family does while listening to the Geeky Gentleman. And he just mounts Mommy. And the kids, this happens all the time with the kids. They'll just look at at Mommy, moaning away, going, like an ostrich. And Daddy's going, ugh, and it's a wholesome family activity. And the kids are like, yeah, they start cheering on Mommy and Daddy, yay! And they start throwing their popcorn because they are eating popcorn while listening to the Geeky Gentleman. And then we, the Geeky Gentleman, the pre-recorded podcast, somehow in our infinite knowledge, we know that somewhere out there in the world there is a family, or multiple families out there, who just couldn't take, Mommy and Daddies out there that couldn't take not having sex while listening to us. And so we start cheering them on as well. And the kids are like, "Can you hear us?" I'm like, "No, fucking kids. This is a pre-recorded message to all the mommies and daddies. We're fucking. Shut up." And I come through the screen and I spit on the children because the laws of physics and reality don't apply when I'm concerned.
Ian, and we wonder why we have a very niche demographic that appeals to this.
I'm not finished yet, motherfucker.
Stealing.
I'm not finished yet. So I spit on the children through the screen, and I stare at them, my large, shaven face, with cold, dead eyes, just staring into these children's souls. They thought, you would think that seeing their mommy and daddy just fuck furiously like monkeys in front of them would traumatize them. No. Staring into the cold, infinite void that is my eyes, that will traumatize them. And as they can't look away, tears are pouring down the faces of these poor children. They can't look away. The dog is barking loudly because it's in the presence of pure evil and madness. The mother, she gets even more off. My very presence, I'm like a Greek god of old. I'm like Pan, the creator of fucked up shit. And the mommy and daddy get even more horny. The children are just filled with cosmic fear. The dog is barking. And I just disappear slowly into the screen and fade away. The Geeky Gentlemen are still talking, never stopping, just babbling on faster and faster without any sign of stopping.
Okay. Can we begin to analyze this story? Because I have a very good point to make right now.
Go right ahead.
Bill, I think I know why we have such a small fan base. It's because most people click away and would never click on a Geeky Gentleman video again the second Milan crawls out of their screen, like that bitch from The Ring.
Milan, you are the reason why we can never get past 100 views every week. Because you come out, you scare everybody away. You're like the dog in front of the house on Halloween that scares away all the kids. And the owner is just like, why didn't anybody come up to us for candy? Because your fucking dog is barking at us from the fucking patio.
And like the owner, and to really give us more credit than we're worth in this metaphor, the owner's giving away like king-size candy bars, like not just one, like 10. And just everyone's afraid of the fucking dog.
Yeah, I mean, the kids went to the next door neighbor where they're giving out fucking oranges. I mean, it's bullshit.
Who's the next door neighbor in this analogy?
Jebediah Springsteen.
Captain Logan.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like the friendly,
He's giving out oranges.
It's like, hey, kids.
I was watching.
I've been practicing my Captain Logan voice.
Hold on, just one sec, because it'll be irrelevant if I don't say it. I was watching Obama being interviewed on Letterman during the election around Halloween. He goes, "Yeah, usually we give out veggies at the White House because of Michelle's whole thing, but it's an election year, so we're going king-size candy bars."
That's genius.
Yeah. Go ahead, Milan.
So
Go
basically, the children go to the opposite house because I am the dog in front of yours, barking at the children. Not barking, just throwing veiled sexual threats at their parents. Just going, "Hey, mommy, come here. You're dressed like a slutty cat. You
That
wouldn't
tends to
want
do
it." Yeah. And so they go to...
No, see, Milan, I actually have the image. It's the Halloween thing's a really interesting metaphor for the show because, I imagine, the Geeky Gentleman house has, the awesome-ass decorations and shit, but there's just, literally you naked out in the front yard, chained to a
No.
tree.
Let me explain. It's just me. Basically, the day before Halloween, I just walk into a black person's barber shop, covered in, glue. Like a kid's glue thing, and I just roll around on the ground, and I just scream at the owner, "More hair! I must be a dog!" And they're like, "Yes, sir." And they just throw dog hair at me, and I leave covered in black people's hair because I am a dog.
Yeah, but I have just this mental image of a really cool Halloween house, and it's the Geeky Gentleman house that goes just all out on decorations and flair because that's what we do for the visuals on this show that a lot of podcasts don't. And then you got the house next door that has a little bit of little bit of that stuff, but nowhere near as good. But they don't have a crazy naked man covered
I'm
in
just
black
sitting
people
there.
hair
I'm just
in the
sitting
front
there.
yard.
I'm just sitting there, legs splayed open, chained by the neck to the floor, just with this iron spike in the floor and chained to the floor to the ground. Just sitting there with an open, my legs split open like a mother about to give birth, just staring at the children, just saying this, "You won't get my candy, bitch."
Naked except for a fez.
Except for a fez and covered head to toe in black people's hair. Because
why is that specificity needed? I don't understand that.
Because, dude, because black people's hair have magical powers. I don't understand why black... No, it's true. I mean, the nappier the hair, the more, mystic energy you possess. I mean, what do you think big black women who've lost, who don't give a shit, who don't give a fuck are so powerful? Because they have large, big, nappy-headed afros. And I don't understand that you fucking... You black men, you are to blame for this. I love black afros on girls. You bad black men, you did not support your black women enough. And now the afro is gone. They bleached their hair with all this fucking chemicals and shit. Shame on you. The afro is beautiful.
It has nothing to do. It has absolutely nothing to do with changing fashion trends over time.
No, it's
Entirely
just
the fault of the black man, the collective black man.
The black man always keeping everybody down.
Black man keeping the black woman down.
Exactly. The black woman, if allowed to take her place in power, the world will be so much better. Everyone will have an ice cream smoothie with chocolate on it and honey.
Yeah, thanks, Obama.
No, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
Obama is like, if his wife was in the presidential seat, I'm like, yes, thank you. Then I'll throw away my atheism. I'll say, a black woman is president. The world is saved, no matter what. Thank you, God. But the thing is, anyway, I'm a naked man. I'm a dog. I'm a method actor. So I am a dog. So the kids are scared. The parents take them to Captain Logan's house, and Captain Logan's like, "Hey kids, I'm Captain Logan. Wanna come inside? I have comic books."
Why does Captain Logan sound like the Joker?
He sounds like the fucking Caesar Romero Joker, though.
Stop it. There's a point to this.
Okay, go on.
And so Captain Logan goes,
Hello.
"Hello, shut up, Bill. I'm Captain Logan. Hello, children. Come inside. I have comics and candy. Candy, well, not candy, I lied. It's oranges and vegetables, because I am a wholesome American individual, filled with joy and happiness. And he takes the people in the house, and all the lights go out, and then they come back on, and they say, oh, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The lights, they don't like me. I told the electrician that he was a dirty, no-good person of low birth. And so he decided to fuck me over on the electricity repairs. And so, all the families and the kids, they have no idea why they, took this delightful, kind individual up on, coming into his house, because they have trick-or-treating to do. I mean, but, they think like, hey, Captain Logan, this is the Captain Logan, the most nicest human being in the history of all mankind. He was actually, Captain Logan, I've recently got the news that he has been canonized as a Catholic saint. He is now literally he is part of God's army to defeat the Dark One. And so he goes like, hello, children, here are some oranges and apples. Who wants to come down to my basement? See, normally, if parents and children would hear a person, inviting them into his basement, that would be, that'd be a red flag. But since this is Captain Logan, the nicest human being in the universe, well, they think, hell, there must be like kindness and a land of candy down there. And they go, okay, and they go into the basement. And they keep going down the stairs. Shut up, Mickey. I am screaming. Close the door. Anyway, Mickey is here. Anyway, so basically,
his date didn't go well.
Mickey, what was that? What? Hold on, Mickey. Why didn't you go to your girlfriend's house? What?
Entertainment.
No, everyone, go away. I'm recording Geeky Gentlemen. I don't know, Mickey. Go away.
Mickey brings all of his close friends into Milan's room to mock him while he records his show, while he talks to his friends.
Anyway.
Pretty much. This story is taking a very dark direction, though, isn't
I'm
it, Bill?
quite afraid. Milan, I don't know if I'm okay with this.
Don't worry. By the end of the night, someone will sue us for slander, but it won't be Captain Logan, this I promise. Anyway.
Okay. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
We have editing power here, though, remember.
Oh, totally. So basically, Captain Logan he's just Captain Logan. He just decided not to dress up, and that should be a red flag right there. But it's Captain Logan, so you've got to trust Captain Logan. He's a saint. He's a canonized saint. So you don't just distrust the church, because that's evil.
Okay.
And basically, so he invites the children into his basement, the children and their parents, and he basically says, "Go down into my basement, children, and their parents." And he closes the door behind them, and they're just in pitch blackness, and they just follow the stairs down into blackness, and they don't even think about, oh, why doesn't he turn on the light? Because he's Captain Logan. And so they just keep going down the stairs. And they just keep going and going and going, and after like the 21st minute, they're like, hold on, we should have hit the basement floor by now. This staircase is really quite long.
20 minutes on a staircase.
Okay. And they go down and just pitch blackness. And they just keep, even to this day, they're still going down those stairs, expecting candy and or scrumptious vegetables and fruit for Halloween.
Okay.
They're still alive, so that doesn't mean Captain Logan did anything bad.
Is this a PSA? Like, don't go to Captain Logan's house?
Oh, no. Go to Captain Logan's house. Go to his house. He will give you candy and comic books and a hug and maybe some money. Because he's Captain Logan.
See, this is why we don't let you go off like this, is because it just led to nothing. Like, you're like, I promise it's going somewhere, but it just quit.
The thing is, I was expecting, I thought, like, I'm gonna end the story on butt fucking, but children were involved, and I don't want to be sued again.
Well, let me defend Ian's point here for a second. We're like, all right, we're gonna let you go off the rails, and we express the slightest bit of fear at the direction this story is taking. But we're with you, man. We're gonna follow you through to the end just to see how fucked up it gets, and then you just stop.
Okay, I lied about the stop. They're still walking now, and so this happened all last Halloween, right? And so finally, right now, as we're recording this, that family, you know, all those kids and their parents have finally reached the bottom of the basement. And it's filled and basically there's a sign in neon saying, "Take off your shoes, men, women, and children." And the kids have grown a year, and they're like, why not do what Captain Logan says? Because it's been like a year for them now. And basically they trust him. They still trust him because it's Captain Logan. You gotta trust Captain Logan. And so they take off their shoes, and they start walking. And it's still pitch black. Just pitch blackness. They can't even see their arms. They can't even see their hands or feet. They're just walking in darkness. And then they start screaming because apparently somebody super glued razor blades to the floor and they're barefoot.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Okay, no, I'm pulling the plug on this. Nope.
Trust
I
me.
Captain Logan is not putting razor blades in kids' feet.
It wasn't Captain Logan because, ladies and gentlemen, upstairs, at the basement door, Captain Logan smiles and starts to laugh maniacally. Then he takes off his face, and who is it, ladies and gentlemen, but Shia LaBeouf, masquerading as Captain Logan. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe this is like I have a theory, Ian, about what this is. I have a theory that Milan 3 hours ago was walking through the streets of downtown whatever Australian city he happens to be in. He was walking down those streets. You know, it's ruined, it's gritty, it's a scene at a Taxi Driver, particularly. And
basically more like the post-apocalypse, because Mad Max, it's just desert here.
It's like Mad Max.
There's no infrastructure.
Okay. So he's walking down these post-apocalyptic streets, and he sees one individual down one of these streets, and he sees it as a beacon of interest to him because he's Milan, and he's curious, and he walks over to this individual who is crouched down near a dumpster. He's wearing a long brown coat, right? And he's just crouched down. You can't see his face, and he's just rummaging through a dumpster, but he's muttering to himself. And Milan finally gets close enough, and he goes, "Hello, what are you doing in that dumpster?" And the guy slowly pulls himself out of the dumpster, and it's a worn-down, weathered M. Night Shyamalan. With, bad 5 o'clock shadow, long hair, he has a stained white wife beater on, and the brown coat, and he's frothing at the mouth out of insanity. And he slips out of the dumpster, and at the sight of Milan, runs. Milan's still curious.
You know why, right? Because Milan, it's me from the future, dude.
Okay, hang on. Let me finish this. So, Milan goes into the dumpster to see what he was doing, and what he finds is a 15-page beginning of a screenplay. And he read the screenplay, and just thought to himself, I've got to share this with the world. And the story he just told is that screenplay, and that's why we're doing the show tonight. That was the whole reason.
No, dude, how dare you? How dare you? This is pure, unrelated fact. How dare you? You were there, dude. You were dressed up as a giant pumpkin, handing out candy and trying to get them to go past me and saying, "Oh, don't worry. The dog does not bite." And the parents are like,
I'm not sure which is more horrifying, naked Milan covered in glue and black people hair saying, I'm a dog, or human-sized Godzilla in a gigantic pumpkin costume trying to give candy.
Oh, totally. But that's the thing.
Which one would
That's the
terrify
thing.
you more?
Oh, definitely. And Ian is just there, dressed in the most luxurious Jessica Rabbit dress ever. It's just
He's got
glimmering.
to be wearing a dress because Ian's
Oh,
notorious
totally.
for that.
Ian is the only man that can pull off wearing a dress properly. I mean,
I'm trying to think. Like, have either? I know I have. I'm trying to think if either of you have actually ever worn a dress.
Ian, I'm gonna raise my hand to
I'm
this guy
more of a
right now.
lingerie. I'm more of a
I've
lingerie.
never-
Shut up, Bill. I'm more of a lingerie guy.
All right, Bill. You know what? All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. What would it take for you from your YouTube subscribers in order to get you to wear a dress?
The cure for every conceivable disease on the planet.
Oh, come on. You don't have to, like, walk down the street in it. You can wear it in your own house. You just have to do it.
You know, you do realize why Bill doesn't want to wear a dress, right? Because he hates gay people. That's it, isn't it, Bill?
Yes, that's the reason. Because I'm a massive
No, but seriously, just for a sec. Just, like, honestly, Bill, if there was, like, some kind of, like, subscriber goal or, like, video, like, Q&A or just something.
Fucking Kickstarter.
Nope.
You know, we'll kickstart this shit. We'll just say...
We got, like, a Kickstarter together.
Yeah.
We got a Kickstarter together. What amount of money? Realistic.
I don't want no money.
Realistic.
How much do, like,
I want my
Kickstarter
dignity.
just to see how much Bill's soul is.
Like, hold on. We'll get, like, a Kickstarter going for, like, Mountain Walker. At what price range will you do, like, a Q&A video wearing a dress?
So the stipulation is we're going to do a Kickstarter for Mountain Walker.
Mm-hmm. And at one of the
And
goals,
one of the goals
you'll do
is I have to do a Q&A wearing a dress.
yes, if they hit the goal, and it's got to be a realistic number. Here. Come on.
I don't know. I would rather make the movie for $1.50 than do that.
Dude, it's not that big a deal. You just put on a dress. You don't have to.
You
Like,
don't understand.
put on-
You've got long hair. You've got a below healthy body weight. You wearing a dress is not like, it's not terrifying. It's not going to scar children's minds. I am an overweight, pale white, blonde-haired dude who likes to wear a backwards hat. Me in a dress.
You can wear the backwards hat.
Yeah, I always wear the backwards hat.
You can go like in a cute, you know, the tomboy lesbian if you want. As long as you're wearing a dress, man.
What?
You can wear.
Wait, hang on.
No,
There's a
shut up.
tomboy
This is
lesbian
what's gonna happen, dude. This is what's gonna happen. Me and Ian, well, basically, Jebediah Springsteen has been working on a gender swapped Ray, and so me and Ian can just turn into women. And basically, you know, you will stay the same. You will remain male because we got to get you through this, you know, your homophobia. And the only way we can do that is by makeover, right? And so this will eventually happen. This is the plan I've just methodically laid out for this. Basically, me and Ian become women through the power of science.
Can I ask you a quick question? Has Ian agreed to any of this?
Yes, he has. He has agreed to everything.
What's that?
Silence! This must happen. So basically, me and Ian are women, and like Ian is like a hot, you know, druggy kind of looking chick. Like I am
druggy, yeah.
Yeah, look, she's like brown and whatever. Enida. Basically, you know, she's got that, you know, long nappy hair. She's got like thin body. I'm like the transformation. I'm not like a fat girl, but I'm like one of those big, like Russian women that's like, hey, I'm curvy and sexy and whatever. And I'm like, hello, it is time to make Bill Anita beautiful. And we strap you to this chair with duct tape, right? We take you down to our, Jebediah Springsteen's basement first. We duct tape you to a chair. And we just apply makeup into your face. Not with makeup, but with like, you know those prison tattoo making things? Basically,
no, I don't.
Yeah, we just tattoo makeup on your face so you can never forget how much of a homophobic bastard you are. And essentially, we just tattoo makeup on your face and just bring in, like, Ianita will make, like, I'll do the, Jebediah Springsteen or one of his sons will do the whole, face makeup thing. like maybe his octopus son, the one with the octopus head, the animal, just with all these tentacles can hold like a needle with ink on it, and he can make you beautiful. Ian, because he is not exactly white, not exactly black, he's somewhere Latino or whatever, so he can give you hair extensions.
I love how that's arranged now.
Now this is a systematically thought out plan. So basically, I find you a dress. Well, if we put you in a dress, like that's 3 sizes too small, right? And we got to do something else. Basically, I take a sledgehammer, right? And I'm a big girl. I'm not fat, but like that girl does weights type of girl. One of those girls that like, yes, but I'm afraid she might break my head with her thighs when I go down on her. That's the kind of woman I am. Basically,
you very clearly thought this out.
Oh, totally.
To quite a disturbing degree. I'm like,
you
it's not even funny at this point.
You could tell he has
just
blueprints somewhere of this shit.
Oh, totally. Like I told you, this is a systematically thought out plan, and that's where the hot glue gun comes in. Basically, what I do, I take the hot glue gun, I basically glue the sledgehammer to my hands, right, and we spread your legs apart, and we whip out your Johnson.
I don't like this imagery that's going on right
and
now.
I just nudge it slightly with the sledgehammer. At this point, you're so terrified that I'm a woman, and I've super glued a sledgehammer to my hands, and your legs have been splayed open by Jebediah Springsteen and Ianita, that your cock and bollocks have receded into you from fear, and the top of your cock looks like a little, thing that women have. Clitoris, that's the one. That's it. I know that's its usual, how it usually looks, but this time it's just super shrunken down to in this. It's kind of like an evolutionary defense tactic. Whenever our big
the science is sound here, Milan.
Totally. Every man who happens to be you, his genital area, recedes into himself like a kangaroo's. Whenever a big Russian woman with a sledgehammer comes at him.
Wait, can kangaroos seriously do that?
Oh yeah, totally. You can kick him in the balls and nothing will happen.
I'm sorry, and you're one of my best friends, but I have to do this. I don't believe you, so I'm actually gonna look this up.
Google that shit. So basically, we put on like very.
Bill, wait, hold on. Bill, you're gonna get some weird ass.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
If you search, what happens to kangaroo cock?
Basically,
the picture of Milan's face pops up as the first result.
Basically. So we put on like lacy undergarments, like lacy, almost like borderline, Victoria's Secret undies on top of you. And we take you like by this point you're like sweaty because there's no air conditioning in the basement because and like
there was. I'm a fat man.
Yeah, exactly. And so we take you outside. Well, basically, Jebediah Springsteen and his sons just throw you out at the curb, but, guide us down gently by the hand like proper gentlemen. And then we prop you up, me and Ianita, and we have a limo waiting because I'm friends with Prince, the purple one that sings and looks like kind of a weird transgender thing. And so we go on a night, like girls' night out. And, you may be crying a little bit, but I'll just threaten, and I'll still be holding the sledgehammer, just threatening you vaguely with it, going, and Ianita will be like checking her hair, and like she'll have like a little mirror, because Ian will go to take being a woman very nicely. He's already fashionable as hell, and now that he has a vagina, it's just exploded. His natural Latino, essence comes out, but now they're...
And now it gets really racist.
Yes.
It's been racist, dude. Ever since the black people
sexist.
Hair and, like, Milan rolling around in it, it's been fairly racist.
Was just ridiculous. Well, that was just ridiculous. This is like Latino women all have fashion sense.
I know, but
like,
the thing is, it's not racist because it's not true. See, I'm not racist.
No, Milan. Hang on now. That logic is such bullshit. I can't even get into a debate with you on how it is bullshit.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm not even going to try. It's so wrong that I can't even argue it. Just continue.
It's so wrong. I don't know how to express to you just how wrong it is.
That's how I feel. And by the way, I don't know if kangaroo penises are retractable, but I saw a picture of one that's going to fucking stay with me till the day I die. apparently kangaroos, and if this is gonna be the fucked up episode of Geeky Gentleman, I'm gonna say this: kangaroo dicks have 4 heads.
Yeah.
Well, like there are a lot of weird animals in those like isolated areas. Hyenas are not, particularly speaking, men or women. They all have penises, and the females birth out of them, which is really weird.
Smooth.
Anyway, so basically, Bill is like a female
Bill,
hyena.
dude. This is going on for entirely too
I don't even
long.
know what the point of this is. I don't know why you started off on like all I know is that my legs splayed open and there's a sledgehammer coming towards my cock.
Yeah, basically.
And it's at that point that I slowly start to tune out.
Bill, you are a female hyena. You know, biologically speaking, it's the same thing with what happens. You are a half man, half hyena man in drag, and we are taking you on a night on the town.
Of course,
and basically, yeah, of course we are. And basically, we take you to the sleaziest fucking male strip club ever, which means that head over heels better than anything men go to. And we have like Mr. Gosling, the man who was in that movie where he was shirtless. Brian.
Dude, all right, Milan, I'm cutting you off at that one because this is just completely nonsensical at this point.
No,
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're doing.
Milan,
no, it's too late. It's been like 20 minutes.
No, it's been like 40 minutes. Are you crazy?
No, I mean just on this one story.
Okay, this particular one, yeah.
Okay, trust me, it gets better. You know, Bill loses his virginity. It's gonna be great.
No, I don't want that to happen now.
Trust me. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the whole abstinence thing and cut my penis off and just go join a monastery. So it's gonna happen now.
This is what happens. So we go to this place from the place from Magic Mike, right? And you have like big man cock dancing around us. And you know, me and Ian, we're loving it because we're now women. And so we're naturally attracted to women.
Ian, he said it, not me.
Okay. To men, I mean. And basically, and you're just sitting there looking kind of dour and depressed. Because, and your face is still puffed up and bleeding from all the tattoos.
Oh,
and basically, we just get a bunch of these half-naked guys. We say, hey, our friend is a lady who has not yet known the pleasures of a man. Here's 300. Shut up. Here's $300, right? Now we're gonna leave him after this place closes in the back alley of this place. Do what you will with him. Her.
Is this really gonna end in me getting raped? Really?
No, it's not even the beginning.
I mean,
basically, if we leave you there, let me finish. It's gonna have a really poignant, really heartfelt ending. Trust me.
Oh my god.
So basically, we leave you at the back of the strip club after hours, right? But the thing is, what we don't realize is that we've left you on the other side of the building. So all the guys there are on the other side of on the other opposite alley. And where is this guy? Dude?
Wait, don't they think I'm a woman?
Yeah, I mean, dude, they're like bro dudes.
They don't split hairs, they don't mind.
No. The thing is, they're just bro dudes, and they call everyone bros. Where's this dude?
Bill, I'm just saying, they're about to go have sex, in succession with some random person behind an alley. I really don't think they care.
I don't think they're putting that much thought into it. They're like, there's something with some kind of... It's all pink in the dark.
Exactly. So, and me and Ianita are standing there, right? And we're like... I don't know where he... we come back around oh, fuck, there you guys are. Come on. And we be in, the horde of half-naked, sweaty man flesh follows us around to the other alley. And we see you there. And the thing is, while we were there, getting the slew of man flesh, you have started up a conversation with a homeless man. And this guy is, brownish. He's got a bit of salt and pepper hair, but still kind of young. But he has the fear of the world in his eyes. A man who has failed constantly. A man who had two successes as a filmmaker, but who has failed thereon. And this is set in Australia, by the way. And so you start talking with this man, and your mutual failures of character bond you, and you start it's very sudden. It's like, hey, we have a lot in common because we're both failures in all ways, and you start making out. And it's just like me and the boys come on, like, and we see you making out with this guy, and we're like, that's so cute. And you're both on like this, on this broken box, cardboard box that he uses as a bed, and you're both like kissing, not like glued kissing, but like really passionate, like loving, heartfelt kissing. And then we go, and me and Ianita just say, leave him, let him be. He found true love. We've done what we can. And we just take the boys and we give them their, we say, fuck off, man, people with big cocks, we don't need you. And the boys just run off into the night and disappear into the trees. Because that's what men do. And me and Ian, we walk into the night as well, into the neon of the streets, hand in hand, like proper pimp-ass women, going, yeah, we've done a good thing. And basically, the man that you fall in love with, that man, you bring him into your house, you clean him up, you make a man of him, as it were. He gets back, gets work again. You take him out of the gutter, and you marry him. And years pass, but the thing is, you've realized you never learned his name. Hey, Papa. Basically, yeah. Basically,
great,
Hi, Dad.
great, in like a little bit of a midway thing here.
Basically. The thing is, you realize, once you guys get to, once you take him home, you ask his name. What is your name? He says, my name is... He starts crying because his name brings him such pain. My name is Shyamalan. Shyamalan. And then you remember, like, oh my god, this is the same guy who is... Fuck. Dude, I just said Shyamalan. It's the man who did The Sixth Sense. That is...
We know.
Yeah.
I saw that coming like 10 minutes ago.
And we'll call it The Aristocrats!
Yeah. No, I mean, I saw that coming like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, God, wrap the fuck up. This has gotten so dry.
I just played a whole round of internet pool in the meantime.
Yeah. And so future me and you have, like, unprotected anal sex.
Milan, you're the only friend who tells me...
Mickey just looking at me. I'm taking a joke, Mickey.
Milan, you're the only friend of mine who would tell me a story like that, and it doesn't faze me at all. Because it's just, I've just become so immune that I'm just like, yeah, dude. Totally, Milan would totally say something like that to me. See if like,
dude, could you imagine if, like, what's the guy's name? Andres?
If Andres said that to me?
It just called you up and, like, started telling this, like, Bill, I had this dream last night, and just told, like, the exact same story.
First of all, I'd be like, wow, Andres, you've really increased your use of language. And then I would be like, you've been talking to Dylan way too much. If Dylan told me a story like that, I'd be even more like, dude, what the fuck happened to you?
And then Dylan takes his face off.
Did somebody touch you?
No, then Dylan, opens up his chest and he reveals a tattoo of my face on his chest. Because I just have this
image, like, that Milan has, like, this, like, secret school up in the mountains where instead of, like, teaching people karate, he teaches people how to just be batshit insane.
Or how to make really makeshift shitty tattoos on people's bodies.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like you could just vaguely tell it's Milan's face, but it's like a really shitty picture.
It's like a silhouette.
No. You know what it is?
No, it's like a toddler scribble of Milan.
You know what it is? It's just this full-on, almost terrifyingly 3D rendition in color of my face, and it's still raw and shining. It's like, it's almost 3D. It's drawn so beautifully that it looks like it's actually my face staring at you from this man's naked chest.
Milan was
sure,
very
let's go with
happy
that.
at that sentiment.
Yeah.
Dylan listens to this show. I don't know if I don't know if anyone made it this far. I didn't even make it this far. I tuned out.
I'm getting my ass kicked in pool right now.
That's fun. All right. well, Milan, you had 48 minutes of silliness, or whatever the current time on the episode is.
45.
So Bill and I...
49 minutes.
Okay, Bill and I are going to talk something else for a couple minutes to try to save this video for a little bit.
Hang on 1 second. I just got to know. Milan, was there some kind of grand scheme here, or did you just want to talk insane for an hour? Just without us stopping you.
Guys,
I just got to know.
My whole plan is that shut up, Mickey. It's not to suck Ian's cock, Mickey. I didn't talk about Ian. I talked about Bill, and I didn't do nothing to him.
Oh, bullshit.
You know? Basically, what happened was, my whole plan was just to open up your eyes to the glory of Milan. You know?
We know of the glory of Milan.
Milan, if you did anything tonight, the one thing you didn't do was surprise us.
Yeah, I'll give you that, Bill. All right, Bill, let's you and I talk for a couple minutes. You mentioned it earlier, and it made me actually want to ask you the question. So, a couple weeks ago, we did the Taxi Driver review, and Bill was supposed to join us for that one, but because Milan had to last-minute schedule change us, we had to do it on a night that Bill wasn't there. So, Bill, you watched the movie, though, and you had, like, a couple thoughts, but you never really got to express them. Do you want to talk a little bit about it real quick?
Sure. It's not very fresh in my mind since it's been over a month since I sat down and watched the movie, but I did have a couple of thoughts that I did want to talk about with you guys in the video. Very, very interesting movie. Obviously an early one for Scorsese. Obviously big Hollywood name. Early work for De Niro as well. And I think this is one of their first pairings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
And, you know, just getting to see a young De Niro in and of itself is kind of cool. And to see... Because, you know, you always see him as the older guy now.
Yeah, he's in everything as, like, that old dude now.
Exactly. So to see him as the young guy... That's Al Pacino.
Oh, okay. I don't know. They're just old Italian men to me. They're just
De Niro
old
goes the
Italian
other way. He goes... Actually, De Niro's not Italian.
Oh. What is he then?
I don't know, but he's not Italian. He grew up in an Italian neighborhood, though. That's why he's always cast as Italian, so he has all the mannerisms and everything. Taxi Driver, biggest problem, it's a novel filmed to a T.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of movies from the 70s are like. And, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In a lot of ways, if you look at the first Superman movie, it's almost a book on film in that it's very, very long. Things happen in the first act that either don't connect back or have very little to do with what happens in the third act. And it's kind of this long, expansive, meandering narrative. And for the first Superman movie, I think it works for the most part. Because it's kind of an epic and very expansive and beautiful to look at. And I think it kind of works. But there are still points where it drags. Taxi Driver, for the most part, beautiful to look at. But it's not an epic. You know what I mean? And it has the length and the tone and, like, kind of the pacing of an epic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I thought that was something that led to it. It led to me constantly questioning the movie as to being like, what are you doing? I don't understand what you're trying to do.
The thing is with movies like that is, like, in Russia, that's just how movies are made. They're just kind of made as books on film. And only recently have they, you know, started, you know, embracing the Hollywood method of just, you know, hey, we'll...
Well, some's coming from the background on yours.
Oh, it's just Mickey's playing Assassin's Creed. But essentially, I mean...
Turn it down a little bit.
Can you turn it down? I'll turn it down. Basically, turn it down a little bit.
That's why.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry, but basically, yeah, that's just how Russian films are made. It's just books on film, and only recently have they decided to embrace the Hollywood method.
Yeah, and it can work a lot of the times. I enjoy that kind of pacing, but it just sometimes leads to a movie being like, what the fuck are you driving at? Taxi Driver, get it? Puns.
The thing is, it only works...
mad at the movie. Like, fucking do something! And I had that up until the scene where I literally out loud said, oh, thank God, something's happening, is when he starts to assemble all of the guns.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thank God, something's happening that's not just meandering around New York. And after that point, the movie picks up a lot of steam. A lot of steam.
Oh, yeah. Like, we talked about that a little bit, where it's just kind of meandering around, but I think you kind of need that time with him because, like, the movie's making the point that he's not a hero or a good guy or anything. He's just this guy that's going crazy and is striking out against the world. And it's especially fascinating in the context of all these, like, you know, shooters, these mass shooters and stuff, because that's basically all he really is. So it's this interesting context in that, and I think you need the time to realize that this guy isn't more evil. He's just crazy, and you need to see the context of how he gets to that point. You know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that's definitely what the movie is driving at. I do feel like that it could have done that in a more concise way.
I don't think you could, because I think what makes it work, what makes it like so impactful when he does start to go like batshit insane and start deciding to shoot people, is that it just comes out of nowhere because, you know, besides some like odd behaviors now and again, he seems like quote unquote a normal guy, and you need to see some of that sense of normality.
I mean, he's definitely average Joe, but I mean, the thing that kind of points, like, I knew almost nothing about the plot of this film before I sat down and watched it. All I knew is that Jodie Foster won her first Oscar in this movie, and that it was a Scorsese flick. I had no idea about the shooter angle, so I kind of saw that coming when you listen to how he talks.
Why did the girl win an Oscar? She just was there.
I completely agree with you. I really do.
She's basically Princess Peach, but underage and a prostitute.
Well, I don't know if I'd take it that far, but I do agree with you. I don't. She's fun. I mean, she's very believable.
Must have been a really poor year for women in film.
She's believable, but it's a small role. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
That's what was so striking about it to me was I expected for her to be like one of the main characters, and she's not at all. Mm-hmm. She pops up a couple of times in the first two acts, but I mean, she's all over.
Oh wait, Bill, real quick, let me just ask you: did this movie make you think that if you killed Ronald Reagan, Jodie Foster would fall in love with you?
Not that thought didn't manifest in my mind.
God, you just don't understand this movie, man.
All right, fine, fair enough.
See, you know, I don't understand you, Bill, because any normal, you know, good Christian man, after watching this
Which I am not.
Well, any good, you know, full-blooded American man, after watching this film, if he's not, you know, compelled spiritually to kill Ronald Reagan, that you...
in order to make Jodie Foster fall in love with him.
Exactly. You, sir, you, Bill, you, Mr. Zazabor, you are deformed of the soul.
Bill hates America.
Yeah, you hate America. You are a monster, Bill. I have known true monsters, but you, Bill, if you don't want to kill Ronald Reagan after watching this film, you are worse. There are no words for how devious and despicable of a human being you are.
I will never kill anybody who was played by Alan Rickman in a movie, so fuck you guys.
Bill hates America.
Yeah. Such a fucking shame.
Bill hates America because he doesn't want to kill a president.
Yeah. That is the all-American way. If you don't want to kill a...
So Milan's more American than I am.
Oh, yeah.
That's not that much of a surprise. I definitely enjoyed it. I thought...
Well, that's the thing. Can you really say that you enjoyed it? You know, it's one of those things where, like, I don't think I enjoyed this movie, but it's an experience to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
No, definitely, but I think visually it's incredibly impressive.
Oh, yeah. I love city streets at night when they're covered in water.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
It's such an amazing visual.
Ian, you know what I thought of when I was watching this movie? If they were to do like a redux of this movie and release it with like a new album, you know who should do the music? That Handsome Devil.
I could see
that'd
that.
Be fantastic,
yeah, that'd be
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest problem, like it's not really a complaint because I know why they did it and it does work, but it is kind of annoying to sit through. Is the fact that it's just the same song over and over again throughout the movie. Yes, I could see that Handsome Devil doing some of their like bluesy tunes.
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Deadpoolzilla is talking shit about me on Skype.
Really? What's he saying?
Basically, he's like, I'm going to read you the conversation. Boy, you must have a death wish. I'm like, yes, but why? Why do you say? Because you insulted East of West. I just didn't like it. Well, you suck then, boy. Just didn't like it. Maybe just needed for it to digest for a bit. You know, he is like, and then he's like, you know, he starts cussing at me and saying, "Oh my God, dude, you are the Antichrist." And just starts insulting me on a spiritual level. I'm like, dude. Come on.
That's Deadpool's own taking stuff way more seriously than it.
Mm-hmm. And then he left me this video message where he basically spat on the screen of the camera. He just looked at me for 5
I don't think that's what happened.
No, that's
But
it.
you know, Milan, take solace, and he can't come out of the screen like you can and do that.
Oh, no. The thing is, this is the first time he's ever showed me his true face. It's a Skype message video, and he looks at the screen for over 5 minutes, and he just spat on the camera lens.
And he didn't blink the entire time.
Not
It was
at all.
really-
And he was reciting the Good Will Hunting script backwards, as you always like to throw into these
No,
things.
just silence. Just dead silence with computer noise in the background.
Can I ask, Milan, what is, like, I've noticed you say that, like, a couple times. What is it with you and the Goodwill Hunting script being...
You know, the
at
funny
first?
thing is, I that's just what crazy people say. I haven't even watched the movie or read the screenplay.
I haven't seen Good Will Hunting either. I need to...
Yeah. Apparently,
Right.
that's the thing. I watched a few clips from it, and it's just like, I don't think this is a movie for me because it's genius people complaining about being genius, and I am not a genius by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't know. I think you're quite a brilliant madman.
Oh, that's
Madman.
different.
And all
I mean,
mad
Milan,
men-
let me say this, Milan. If you were to focus all the mental power you put into coming up with fucked up shit into, like, constructive things like education, then you would probably
building a
be
time
one of
machine.
the smartest people in the world.
The thing is, if you want a man that knows how to create 16 types of bomb out of cleaning utensils, I'm your guy. But if it's...
Milan
if you just...
is the Russian, Serbian, Australian Sherlock.
Exactly. But, like, who makes bombs? But this is the thing, like, it's intelligent people.
I don't know how to defuse a bomb.
I do. I can put it back together
There's
again.
a button, of course.
No, I can take it apart, put it back together again, and make it even more lethal. But basically, that's the thing. I watched a few scenes from it like a couple of years ago, and I'm like, God, this is a smart person complaining about being a smart person. I'm like, do smart people do that?
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Like, just all these fucking geniuses going, I'm gonna be a fucking man who is useless. I'm like, I felt so ashamed. It's like my mother was there yelling at me for not
Look back at all of the major scientists and historians and philosophers and pick out the ones who were cripplingly depressed and the ones who weren't, and tell me the ratio, because I'm very interested to see that. Like, you throw out a couple of them, like, Einstein wasn't depressed, but he was a little crazy.
Einstein shut himself in his house for the last, 10 years of his life, more or less.
Oppenheimer was cripplingly depressed, partially because he created a death machine, but that's neither here nor there.
See, when you say death machine, it sounds so much cooler than nuclear bomb.
Well, that's why I say it that way.
It really does.
That was my high school band.
That's the thing. I don't understand this.
That is a good name for a band, Bill.
I'm pretty sure it exists. If it doesn't, we live in a sad world.
You know what I don't understand? Why aren't geniuses depressed? I mean, you'd think that they figure out a way to not just be depressive cunts all the time. I mean,
Well, no, it's not about being a depressive cunt, and it's not about figuring out a way out of it. The reason that incredibly smart people get depressed is because they have no one that can relate to them.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I've gone through periods of depression where I just don't have anyone to fucking talk to because I don't have anyone that gets me sometimes.
Oh, tell me about it, dude. Yeah.
And it's just I'm glad I found you guys for that reason. You guys can get at least some of the shit out there.
I get everything you say. I just choose not to be impressed, to dial down on your ego.
No, it's not about being impressed. I just, like, I say things and people just go, yeah, and you do that all the time, Milan. Anytime, here's the secret, everybody. Anytime Milan says, yeah, that's a thing, or, yeah, totally, that means he didn't understand what was just said to him.
Actually, no, I just see that, yeah, that's a true thing. What's your point?
Because I just made a point that you didn't understand.
No, I understood the point. I understood the
to...
point. I just didn't realize, like, so what? People make points all the time.
This is why we can't have nice things.
No, it's just like it's a really frustrating thing to have like a lot. Like I'm not calling myself a genius, but I have a lot of shit go through my mind that I have trouble relating to, other people. Trying to imagine that on the scale that like a man like Einstein had is just ridiculous. Like Einstein had that line. What was it?
Wahoo!
Many people. No. Yes. Many people are impressed with what I do, even though they don't understand any of it.
True. Talk to anybody. Okay, go up to a random person on the street and go, "What's the first word that comes to your mind when I say Stephen Hawking?" Now, about 3% of them are going to say wheelchair, and then the other, like 35% are going to say robotic voice. The rest of the people are going to say smart guy. And then, name one thing Stephen Hawking said that you think is smart. Like, I guarantee most of them couldn't identify it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have trouble.
I can think of a couple things. I like Hawking.
Oh, Hawking's
He has a tendency... Hawking has a tendency to make bets that he knows he's going to lose, just so that he drives people to do it.
Drives, because he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dark.
You're a terrible human being, Bill, because you made a joke about a disabled person.
Well, Bill's not a human being. He's a human-sized Godzilla.
Yeah, so
good
it doesn't
point.
count, Milan. That and my
Okay.
brother's in a wheelchair, so I'm open. It's open game for me.
Bill's been using that like he can just say it like, I can make black jokes, because I have black friends.
No, I mean, I guess that is kind of the same. Now, if it was in a wheelchair, it'd be different, but...
I got a black friend in a wheelchair.
Oh, shit, then you...
So I can make black cripple jokes. No, but I mean, I like Stephen Hawking. He's pretty funny. Now he thinks philosophy is dead, and I don't know if I agree with that, but
Philosophy.
I mean, that's the reason that geniuses often get depressed, is because it's just, who do you talk to about anything?
I had that...
You have no human being that you can ever relate to in your time period.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
Ian, stop describing the Doctor.
The Doctor's had people that he can relate to, though. He just has a tendency to outlive them.
And he also has a tendency to be blind to everything except anything he can analyze with a sonic screwdriver. I was watching Doctor Who before these guys got me on the call tonight, so the Doctor's on my mind.
I was thinking about this today. So you know the scene in the 50th anniversary where like the Queen's Guards surround the three of them, and like the Matt Smith and David Tennant pull out the sonic screwdrivers and start like pointing them at the guys, and John Hurt's all like, "Put those away. Those are scientific instruments. They're not going to do you any good."
Pistols? Great reference to season 4, by the way.
Yeah. So anyway, he does that. And then, like, maybe 10 to 15 minutes later, they're in the Time War, and they all pull out the sonic screwdriver and just fucking murder a dog with
use it as a weapon!
Right?
It makes no sense. And the sonic screwdriver... Okay, in Season 7, in The Rings of Akatan, the Doctor uses it in succession to hold up a really heavy fucking door, and then he uses it to block energy blasts by aliens. It is at least a defensive weapon.
Mm-hmm. I just thought that was funny. I was like, that just occurred to me today. Wait a minute. They totally use it as a weapon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
maybe you need, like, maybe 3 of them make it a weapon. I don't know.
I guess so.
Yeah. When I realized what the word cracker meant, I was so proud.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Oh, let me explain. It's a funny...
Because Milan doesn't want to talk about Doctor Who.
No, exactly. But basically, I didn't realize what the word cracker meant for the longest time. I'm a big Eddie Murphy and, classic Eddie Murphy and, like, Chris Rock fan. I love black comedians, Paul Moody, say what you will, he's a racist old cunt, but I still love him. But, it's just... it's like I never got the word cracker. And then when I finally got it a couple of years ago, I was so insanely proud. I'm like, what does the word cracker mean? Oh, it is the sound of the whip! Yay! I felt so intensely proud. I went and told my dad about that. He didn't know what the word meant too, because we live in Australia and that word doesn't exist. And he just laughed when I explained it to him. It's like, ha 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 ha! Oh, funny black African people, funny black Americans. They venerate the white man even in their insults. And I'm like, wow, Dad, I didn't see it that way. And then we, that's. So yeah, I felt really kind of like growing up, I had no one to talk to, and I guess I couldn't relate with anybody, not because I was. Well, Ivan is crazy. I just hanged around him because he liked me.
Wait,
and I like Ivan is
like
my
the villain from Iron Man 2.
1 second.
I guess we've been ditched, and I don't know what to do now.
I don't know either. Nah, man.
All I know is I'm scanning through the last couple pages of Godzilla: The Half-Century War, and it's amazing.
I watched The Five Doctors tonight. That was really fun.
Still haven't seen that in full, but the thing that turned me off to is that I found out that Tom Baker wasn't in it, and I was like, bullshit.
Yeah. It's still pretty good. I mean, Davidson's pretty awesome in it.
Yeah.
No, what's not good about it is the doctors are not on screen together for very long.
So I've heard, yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Well, it's kind of the same thing as the Three Doctors. It's like, why get Hartnell in there if he's going to be in it for like 5 minutes cumulatively? You know what I mean?
Well, at least you have doctor interaction, and at least Hartnell is, arguably integral to the plot.
Kinda, yeah, definitely.
But these guys, basically what it is, it's like the Five Doctors almost would have been better if you had it somehow finagled, instead of them all interacting like the way they did, where they all have to go to the same area and, you have to contrive all that stuff. It almost would have been better if it was a mystery or whatever that they had to solve over all those different lifetimes, and it just came up, that'd be so much cooler.
I totally agree. I think that would have been really interesting, and they haven't. I mean, they kind of did something like that in the comics with Doctor Who: The Forgotten, where the 10th Doctor had to relive lost adventures in his previous regenerations and was solving a problem that way.
I want to read the comic with 10 and 1 in it.
That's The Forgotten.
That looks.
Yeah.
It is. Okay,
they don't team up. They just. He goes back and he relives that life for one issue. It's kind of like. It's funny I bring up Half-Century War. It's kind of like that. It's little snippets of each Doctor's regeneration as he tries to solve a problem. I haven't read it, but from what I grasp, it's about he ends up in this museum, and apparently it's a museum that's entirely dedicated to his life, which is obviously a weird thing because he's like, I didn't set this up, and I'm the only one who would know.
That's a cool idea.
Oh, it's fascinating, and something strikes him, and he can only remember what this regeneration experienced. And he has to go back and relive these little things to figure it out. It sounds fascinating. I really want to read it. There's another one. They seem to do this a lot in the comics, constantly bring in the previous Doctors because it's a medium where you can get away with it. Yeah. And they did one before Day of the Doctor came out, and it's the only Doctor Who comic to have the War Doctor in it. And what it is I don't know the exact particulars. I'm going to say the synopsis to the best of my ability. It's the 11th Doctor and Clara. They end up in this fucking, like almost interdimensional jury. I don't know, some kind of trial. The Doctor's put on trial. And basically every single one of the regenerations has to make a testimony about defending being the Doctor. I don't remember what the fuck the plot was. Basically, the point is that when you get to the War Doctor is asked to speak and says nothing. And then he's asked again, just says nothing. And then the 8th Doctor has to come in and defend him. And that was all building up to Night of the Doctor, because in Night of the Doctor, the 8th Doctor has to kind of justify what he's doing. That's kind of the whole point of Night of the Doctor, is justifying the War Doctor. So it was kind of interesting that they set that up.
Well, it shouldn't be the 8th Doctor that defends him, because, he shouldn't know that he becomes that.
No, but the whole point is everything. Here's the thing. There's so much fucking shit that's not technically canon that builds up to 8's decision to do what he did.
Oh, what? I'm going to try to get the Big Finish books. Haley and I are going to listen to the first one on the way down to Indy tomorrow.
Yeah, here's the thing. I haven't listened to any of them, but I read a fucking gigantic, like, detailed plot synopsis today.
Well, don't tell me about it.
I know, I'm just going to say, it's shocking how much of it really builds well into the Time War and everything that happened afterwards.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still crossing my fingers that we'll get, like, one season of Paul McGann as the Doctor.
Either that or do some audio dramas with John Hurt. That dude's not going to be around forever. And
I don't know. Like, the thing is, I don't think we'll ever get Time War stuff because they do like to have it really vague, and I'm okay with that. But I really want more Paul McGann as the Doctor.
Oh, definitely. But I want more John Hurt, dude. I want to know more about that Doctor, or more about that incarnation of the Time Lord known as the Doctor.
You know,
yeah, fair enough.
You know what's funny? Like, it seems like the Doctor is aging backwards. You know, because he just gets younger and younger, and, well, you know...
Except for that time he becomes John Hurt.
Yeah. Well, he was young when he first regenerated.
Well, which was a dumb idea. I mean, like, why not just have John
No, they
Hurt?
did it because it wouldn't make any sense if he regenerated into an old, brittle man when he's going off to fight a war.
Not really, but okay.
Of course it does. You're not gonna send John Hurt off to fight a war. They in the synopses I read, they talk about how the probable reason for why he chose that moment to try and end the Time War was because he was going to die.
Okay.
But to answer your question, that was addressed many times in the show as to why that was happening. There's this great moment in Time Crash, which is a Children in Need special, where the 10th Doctor teams up with the 5th Doctor. And he starts to talk about how, I loved being you because you were the first young Doctor. And everyone I was before that was kind of old and obsessed with being a figurehead. And the reason why, as you do when you're young, is how he justifies it. Which makes a lot of sense, because
when you're young, all you want to do is be old. And then, like, I think Doctor Who has, like, I can't believe they haven't said it, but they desperately need to. Maybe they don't need to, but, like, there's this great quote out there, youth is wasted on the young, and that applies to Doctor Who so well.
Oh, God, yeah. And the other thing is, they've perfectly justified him to be older now, with what happened in Day of the Doctor, and Time of the Doctor.
Yeah. Alright, anyway. It's been fun talking about Doctor Who and listening to Juan's insanity.
The thing I have one more thing to say. I recently picked up a book by Warren Ellis. It's an audiobook. It's he's breaking away from comics, just writing books now. And for the longest time, I thought it was going to be a sequel to Crooked Little Vein, and I'm kind of disappointed that it's not. But I've been listening to it, and basically, I've been loving it. Essentially, it's a murder mystery. A long story short, two cops go into a building. A naked guy with a shotgun blows off one of the cops' partner's head off. And during the shootout, the surviving cop kills the naked guy with the shotgun, but he blows a hole in a wall, in a door, and they try to open it, but it's superly sealed off. But they break into the room, when the backup comes over. Not by himself, but like the cleanup crew, and they break into this room, and it's just filled head to toe, like to the ceiling, with guns from every era. And the thing is, they figure out that each one of these guns has killed one person. They've only been fired once, and they all killed somebody. And they're just like arranged in patterns on the walls and shit, and there's like blood on them or whatever, like somebody's been drawing pentagrams or whatever. And not blood, but they're all arranged in these weird patterns and whatever. And so that's the murder mystery, and it's fucking amazing. I love how Warren Ellis writes. His prose are just, it's kind of like it's me. It's like what you hear. It's how I see the world, but kind of said more beautifully. And put it. He takes the grungy and the dirty and the bizarre shit of the world, and weaves this interesting tapestry of intrigue, which I really appreciate. I'm loving it.
Okay, cool. There's a recommendation from Milan. I mean, just basically anything Warren Ellis writes, Milan's like, yes, read that.
Yeah. Also, before, I know this is kind of off topic, but we've talked about, you guys talked about how you couldn't relate to anybody as kids, and I couldn't as well, because, like, for the longest time as a child, I couldn't relate to anybody really well that much, so I acted stupid to, because I just, maybe just because I had such a low opinion of myself, that, I just tried to, I was basically, Ed, Ed, and Eddie. I essentially tried to act like Ed, the big dumb one, because that's because everyone kept telling me that I was an idiot. And then I went insane, and I stopped giving a shit.
Okay then, can I wrap up now,
yes,
or do you want to do the wrap up?
I think
go ahead and do the wrap up.
Okay.
Wait,
Wrap up.
Sorry. Before you do, whose topic is it? Then
knows.
we should decide this now. Okay, since this was technically an idea thing, I guess, I did have a review topic lined up, if you guys are okay with that.
Sure.
For next Friday, the 21st, we're going to do the first season of The Boondocks, and it's on Netflix, so.
Yeah. This is going to be horrible, isn't it? This is going to be so unbelievably fun, in, like, the worst way possible.
Yeah, Bill, you're going to be able to make that, right?
As far as I know.
Okay, cool. So it'll probably be like a 4-person week, unless one of us can't make it. Milan, you better make it, because I want a title card that week, so that'll be fun.
Definitely.
Alright. See you guys next time. Milan, go ahead and wrap up.
The night sky is broken into many shards, filled to the brim with screaming children. We are the Geeky Gentlemen.
And I'm the philosopher.
I'm the fanatic.
And I am always the madman.
And tonight he proved it. We are your Geeky Gentlemen, and we will be discussing
And I just
things.
lost another fucking round of